What's going on, YouTube, and welcome to my boss fight guide for Dark Souls 3. In this episode, we're going to be tackling the Dragonslayer Armour. It's located here in Lothric Castle and guarding entrance to the Grand Archives. So, let's get started by talking about summons. There are two. There's Siri of the Sunless Realms, who I believe her summon sign is going to appear somewhere around here. You're not going to see her in my game because I align myself with Rosaria to do Leonard's questline in order to get Rosaria's soul and grab that miracle. But the other summon is going to be Eygon. Now, as long as you've saved the Miracle Lady and you have not pissed him off or given her, I believe, Dark Miracles will also cause him to be angry at you. You should see a summon sign right here. And we are going to be taking him in here, but before we do that, let's talk real quick about strategy and weapons. So the Dragonslayer Armour does wield, obviously, the Dragonslayer Greataxe and a very large Greatshield, and he is obviously resistant to lightning because of that. I believe, if I remember correctly, he is immune to bleed entirely and toxics and poison, so those aren't really great strategies. Now, he is weak to frost, and as an abysmal creature, he's weak to those weapons who do extra damage to abysmal creatures, like the Farron Sword and the like. But I really enjoy the Irithyll Straight Sword, so we're going to use that because it is a very fast attacking weapon. We're going to be using the Havel's Greatshield. As always, guys, you can use any shield you wish. Whatever shield you can carry and keep your roll weight under 70% is going to be the best shield for you, in my opinion. As for rings, we're doing a little different this time. I do have the Estus ring, so I can recoup a little bit more HP from my flash should I need them. I have the Ring of Steel Protection to help protect me from the standard damage that he does. The Thunderstone Plate ring +1. Doesn't have to be +1, could be the normal one, which will increase your lightning damage absorption, and of course the Chloranthic ring +3. Now, just a side note, if you haven't watched these before, I am doing this on New Game Plus, but this applies to New Game +7, what have you. And you don't ever need the rings that I need. You can use the +1 versions, or really whatever rings you desire. These are just the ones that I'm using. So, as for the Dragonslayer Armor's attacks, he really has a couple of very standard axe attacks because he's wielding the Dragonslayer Greataxe. He can do some shield bashes, but the most dangerous part, and you'll see this when I get into the actual ring, is he can actually knock you off the ledge. He can destroy the bridge railing and knock you right off, so you want to watch out for that. As for, I'm going to go ahead and summon Eygon in. As for Phase 1 and 2, he does have a 2-phase boss fight, like most of the bosses here. For Phase 2, the Pilgrim Butterflies, which if you come out here and look, you can kind of see them up there. They're inactive in Phase 1. During Phase 2, they will start to attack, and their attacks do, if I remember correctly, fire damage and dark damage, but generally they're not too much of a concern, to be honest. At least I've never had them kill me, knock on wood. Let's hope that doesn't happen this time. So, when we enter, the boss fight will start shortly thereafter, so before that, I'm going to go ahead and buff with Sacred Oath. Let's see if this will get him. It will not. Now that Eygon's got that, that'll help him out as well. I'm going to go ahead and put my Great Magic Shield on, just to get that out of the way. And let's get started. I'm going to let his attacks play through so you guys can kind of see how his attacks play out. You can see he's got his shield bashes. Now, his swings are wide swings, but if you stay behind him, he should not hit you too much. As you can see, his attacks do quite a bit of damage to my stamina, even with the Havel's Greatshield. So keep that in mind, whatever shield you're using. You're going to want to make sure that it has high stability, or you buff it with either Magic Shield or Great Magic Shield. Now, you can stagger him, as I just did. But remember, you cannot perform a riposte in this boss. You can stagger him, and you can also, there's the bridge going away, you can also parry him in some of his stance moves, but you can't perform a riposte once you do that, so to me the risk-reward is just not there. If I was a parry god, which I'm not, I might do it to show off, but that's not going to happen, guys. I got bad news for you. There are the attacks from the Pilgrim Butterflies. As you can see, they only did about 200 worth of damage, so it's not terrible. And you can hear them kind of fly out, so you want to just try and roll and back away and avoid if you can. Now remember, the ring is destroyed around me, so I'm trying to stay towards the center of the ring for this fight. That didn't work out too well, did it? Yeah, any shield, if you're not using a great weapon, I'm gonna try and roll over here. Woo! So some of his attacks are honestly better to roll from. Oh my goodness. So I took that to the face, and that actually hurt. Oof. So even though I blocked, he could have knocked me straight off the edge. And he is down. So all in all, not too bad of a fight. As you guys saw, the Token Butterflies evidently can kind of mess you up. That's about half my health in New Game Plus. And I have a total of, what do I got here? 1576, so yeah, they can do quite a bit of damage. Something to keep in mind. Well, if you found this guide helpful, like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below, what do you use to conquer Dragonslayer Armour? Is it your bare fists? I want to know.